Hey everyone, Frank here. Welcome to this week's video. This week we're going to be talking about cosmic habit force. The cosmic habit force is one of the most misunderstood and most powerful principles in the entire science of success. It's the force you cannot see. There is a force operating in your life right now. You can't see it, you can't touch it, but you can absolutely feel its effects. It is shaping your income. It's shaping your health. It's shaping your relationships. And whether you know it or not, it is shaping your destiny. Napoleon Hill called it cosmic habit force. It is the universal tendency for everything to become permanent through repetition. Let me say that again. Anything repeated long enough becomes fixed. Your thoughts, your actions, your attitudes, your fears, your confidence, and your discipline. Your excuses as well. They all follow the same law. Napoleon Hill wrote, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." But he also taught something equally powerful. Thoughts mixed with definiteness of purpose, persistence, and desire translate into their physical equivalent. How? Well, through repetition, through habit, through cosmic habit force. So what is cosmic habit force? Well, cosmic habit force is the law of mental and behavioral momentum. It states anything you think, feel, or do repeatedly becomes automatic. This universe does not judge the quality of your habits. Think about that. The universe does not judge the quality of your habits. It simply reinforces what you repeat. Earl Nightingale said, we become what we think about. Not what we think about once, not what we think about occasionally, but what we think about consistently. The farmer understands this principle. He plants corn, cultivates it daily, and he will harvest corn. If you plant weeds and neglect the soil, you will harvest weeds. The soil does not argue. The soil responds. Your subconscious mind works exactly the same way. Your subconscious never sleeps. Napoleon Hill taught that the subconscious mind acts upon whatever is impressed upon it repeatedly. You do not control your habits once they are formed. Your habits control you. Zig Ziglar once said, "You don't pay the price for success. You enjoy the price for success." Why? Because the disciplined behaviors that once felt hard become automatic. Cosmic habit force turns discipline into identity. At first, you force yourself to wake up early. Then you get used to waking up early. Then you can't imagine sleeping late. At first, you force yourself to make calls. Then you get used to making calls. Then it feels unnatural not to. At first, you force yourself to exercise. Then it becomes who you are. The force doesn't care whether you are building discipline or building excuses. It just locks in whatever you repeat. Success and failure both use the same law. This is critical. Success and failure operate under the same principle. Tony Robbins once said, "It's not what we do once in a while. It's not what we do once in a while that shapes our lives. It is what we do consistently." Consistency creates identity. Identity creates destiny. If you consistently procrastinate, complain, blame, doubt yourself, avoid discomfort, cosmic habit force locks that in. If you consistently take initiative, improve your skills, show gratitude, act with courage, follow through, cosmic habit force locks that in too. The law is neutral. It responds to repetition, period. The power of mental habits. Most people think habits are physical behaviors, but the most powerful habits are mental. Do you habitually look for opportunity or look for problems? Expect success or anticipate failure? Assume responsibility or assign the blame? Dean Graziosi often says, "Your life changes the moment you make a new, congruent, and committed decision." But decisions are reinforced through repetition. One decision is an event. Repeated decisions become character. Character becomes destiny. How does cosmic habit force build momentum? Well, let me explain momentum. When you begin a new habit, resistance is high. Your old patterns fight back. You feel friction. You feel discomfort. You feel self-doubt. That's not failure. That is the breaking of an old habit with an old momentum. See, Napoleon Hill wrote, "Strength and growth come only through continuous effort and struggle." The struggle is the transition between old habit and new habit. But here's the encouraging part. The same force that resists you at first will eventually support you. Once you repeat the new behavior long enough, the resistance disappears. Momentum shifts, and now success becomes easier than failure. Cosmic habit force and self-image. Your self-image is simply a collection of repeated thoughts about yourself. I'm not good at sales. I'm not disciplined. I'm bad with money. I'm not confident. Those are not facts. They are reinforced beliefs. Zig Ziglar once said, "You are what you are and where you are because of what has gone into your mind." The beautiful truth, you can change what goes into your mind. Daily affirmations, visualization, focused study, mastermind associations, gratitude practice. Repeat them long enough and your identity shifts. And once your identity shifts, your behavior follows. The dangers of negative habit force. Let's be honest. Cosmic habit force is dangerous if you ignore it. Negative thinking repeated becomes pessimism. Complaining repeated becomes bitterness. Avoidance repeated becomes mediocrity. Earl Nightingale warned, "Our environment is a mirror of our mental attitude." If your results are stagnant, look at your repeated thoughts. If your growth is slow, look at your repeated behavior. You do not rise to the level of your intentions. You fall to the level of your habits. So how can you activate cosmic habit force for success? Well, let's make this practical. Here's how you harness this principle. First, choose one keystone habit. Start small. Win daily. Daily reading, daily exercise, daily prospecting, daily gratitude. So make small steps on a daily basis. Number two, attach emotion. Emotion accelerates habit formation. Napoleon Hill emphasized desire. Burning desire intensifies repetition. So build up some energy, build up a burning desire for what the ultimate habit is going to give to you if you stick with it over time. Track your repetition. What gets measured gets improved. Tony Robbins says, "Where focus goes, energy flows." All right? Tracking keeps focus alive. So I do my tracking in my daily journal. So the things that I'm working on in my life, each and every day that I complete it, a note goes into my journal acknowledging that I stayed on course. I stayed on track. All right, so number four, guard your environment. Habits are contagious. Association matters. Your mastermind matters. Your circle matters. So guard your environment, protect yourself, make it easier for you to stick to your goals. Why most people fail? Most people fail because they quit before the habit locks in. They stop during resistance. They interpret discomfort as defeat. But discomfort is simply the old habit dying. Dean Graziosi teaches this. Success is about stacking small wins consistently. Small wins repeated long enough become unshakable confidence. Let's talk a little bit about the compound effect of the habit. Cosmic habit force compounds. Just like interest, just like referrals, just like your reputation. One positive action repeated daily for 5 years creates extraordinary results. One negative action repeated daily for 5 years creates extraordinary consequences. The force does not pause. It compounds silently. Your future is already forming. Here's the truth. Your future self is being built today, not by your goals, not by your dreams, but by your habits. Napoleon Hill wrote, "Create a definite plan and begin at once, whether you are ready or not, to put this plan into action. Action repeated becomes habit. Habit becomes destiny." The decision that changes everything. If you truly understand cosmic habit force, you will never again underestimate a small action, because small actions repeated are not small. They are destiny in seed of form. Earl Nightingale. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Progressive, daily, repeated, cosmic habit force in motion. Let me leave you with this. You're not controlled by luck. You are not controlled by talent. You are not controlled by circumstances. You are controlled by the habits you repeat. And here's the empowering truth. You can choose new habits. You can choose new thoughts. You can choose new disciplines. You can choose new associations. And once you repeat them long enough, the universe locks in. The force begins working for you, and success stops feeling forced. It starts feeling natural. Ask yourself today, what habit am I reinforcing? And what habit must I replace? Because cosmic habit force is already operating. The only question is it building the life you want or reinforcing the life you tolerate? Choose wisely, repeat intentionally, and let the force work in your favor. Wow, that's a powerful message. Cosmic habit force. You know, F.M. Alexander once said, "We don't get to decide our destiny. We get to decide our habits, and our habits determine our destiny." So keep that in mind as you listen to this. Matter of fact, I suggest you listen to it again and again, and perhaps even again, until it sinks in that you are in complete control of your destiny by the habits that you choose on a daily basis. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you all. I hope you've enjoyed this message. Please give it a like, share it with your friends and family. And as always, please subscribe so you can get a weekly video each and every week to help you live your best life. Thanks so much, guys. Hope you have a great day. Bye now.